Before we can understand astral stalking, we need to understand the territory. The astral plane, from the Greek word astral meaning star, is described across mystical traditions as a subtle world of emotion, imagination, and psychic energy existing alongside our physical reality. Think of it as a dimension where thoughts form landscapes and emotions create weather patterns. Swedish philosopher Emanuel Swedenborg wrote extensively in the 18th century about the world of spirits existing between heaven and hell. Hindu and Buddhist texts describe similar realms called lokas or bardos, while modern occultist Dion Fortune defined it as the plane of the emotions and of the psychic faculties. This non-physical realm is said to be accessible through deep meditation, lucid dreaming, or intentional out-of-body experiences. Understanding this foundational concept helps us appreciate why certain phenomena might occur in this subtle territory. So what exactly is astral stalking? This phenomenon refers to the alleged persistent pursuit or harassment of an individual within non-physical realms. Practitioners and experiencers describe two primary forms. First, there's entity-based stalking, where non-human or discarnate beings allegedly follow individuals across dimensions. Second, there's consciousness-based stalking, where projected human consciousness, whether living or deceased, engages in pursuit. These experiences often include sensations of being watched, touched, or attacked during sleep or altered states, sometimes accompanied by physical manifestations like unexplained bruises or poltergeist activity. While skeptics attribute these experiences to psychological factors, those who report them describe consistent patterns across cultures and time periods that suggest something more than mere imagination. Astral stalking isn't a new concept. It appears across cultures and historical periods. Indigenous perspectives offer rich insights. Amazonian shamans speak of brujos or sorcerers sending virot, invisible darts, during dream states, while the Kung people of the Kalahari describe gangwasi spirits that can attach to and drain the living. In Western esoteric traditions, 19th century occult societies like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn developed extensive protective magic against astral attacks. Aleister Crowley wrote about psychic vampires draining energy across subtle planes. Eastern traditions, particularly Tibetan Buddhism, contain detailed teachings about dread spirits and Sen demons that can pursue consciousness through intermediate states. These cross-cultural parallels suggest either a universal psychological phenomenon or evidence of genuine non-physical interactions. Let's examine some compelling documented cases. Perhaps the most famous comes from paranormal researcher Preston Nichols, who documented Edward Cameron, a Philadelphia experiment survivor who claimed being stalked across lifetimes by shadow beings he believed were interdimensional entities. In Brazil, psychiatrist Dr. Waldo Vieira documented a surgeon who reported being stalked during out-of-body experiences by what appeared to be a former patient who had died during surgery, with physical bruises corresponding to the attacks. At Oxford University, anthropologist Dr. Susan Blackmore investigated a linguistics professor who reported astral harassment by a deceased academic rival, with sleep paralysis manifestations witnessed by his partner. Even military remote viewers in the U.S. Stargate project described sensing counter-surveillance during operations. These cases, while controversial, suggest patterns worth examining. What does science say about these experiences? Many astral stalking episodes occur during sleep paralysis, a physiological state where the body is immobilized during REM sleep while consciousness awakens. Neuroscientist Balan Jalal's research at Cambridge University shows that the intruder hallucination common in sleep paralysis activates the amygdala, our fear center, and temporoparietal junction, involved in self-other discrimination. From a psychological perspective, Jungian analysts interpret astral stalkers as shadow projections, unintegrated aspects of our psyche personified. Evolutionary psychologists suggest these experiences might be cognitive byproducts of hyperactive agency detection, an evolutionary advantage for detecting predators that now misfires in altered states. While these explanations don't prove or disprove the reality of astral entities, they offer important frameworks for understanding the experiences. Whether you believe astral stalking is psychological or interdimensional, protective practices exist across traditions. Western occultism emphasizes ritual purification, protective circles, and banishing rituals like the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Eastern traditions, particularly in Tibetan Buddhism, recommend specific mantras, visualizations of protective deities, and mindfulness practices to maintain consciousness clarity. Modern hybrid approaches combine these with psychological techniques, establishing strong mental boundaries, practicing grounding exercises, and maintaining emotional balance. Diane Fortune cautioned in her 1930 book, Psychic Self-Defense, that 9/10 of supposed occult attacks are the products of the victim's own imagination, inflamed by fear and stimulated by ignorance. The most balanced approach combines spiritual practices with psychological self-awareness and, when needed, consultation with mental health professionals.